Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. So if you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with a new Let's Play episode of Remember the Flowers. So let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we, guys? Please sit back and enjoy for the next 18 minutes, and let's jump right in. Alarm changer up, and let's go. Alrighty. Might be a little bit quieter because I'm recording at night. Okay, you guys know how this goes. I think he convinced me to play basketball with him, and he whooped my butt. I remember being tired, just not as much as I am now. I sigh. I really miss his piggyback rides. I don't think this Resume place is my home. It's not much, but I have some memories of where I lived. Oh? I just don't know how to make sense of all this. I'm not surprised. I just know one thing. I really want to go home. Well, as far as I'm aware, Resume is your home. He pauses. Even if it's not, Resume is known for getting people back to where they belong. What do you mean? Well, Resume is a hotspot for humans, almost a sanctuary. I'm sure they could get you back to wherever you came from. I hope so. Cooper flicks his ears at that. I guess he can sense my dejection, though I'm not really hiding it. Where do you come from? Nowhere worth mentioning. He dodges my question and stands up, listening intently. I think it's time we head out. How you doing? Well, better, but I don't think I'm in any condition to move around too much. Can you walk? I grunt as I try to stand up. It wasn't much, but that combination of water and protein crackers is at least giving me enough strength to stand and walk a bit. Kind of, but I don't think for very long. I don't think for very far along. We'll take breaks, and if it comes to it, I can carry you. Okay. I stretch, popping all my joints again, but this time it feels really good. Just glad to be off my butt for a bit. I should mention it, but when we're out in the alley, it'd be best to keep talking to a minimum. Why? Cooper's stance shifts, looking toward the opening of the alley, then back at me. There are people trying to find you as we speak. And that's bad? Very. I can't disclose much, but I'll say this. Your life will be a living hell if they find you. Maybe it's just because I'm getting more lucid, but I'm not really fazed by that. It kind of worries me. So wait, are you under contract? In a sense. As I've said, I've done a lot of escort missions. It tends to be easier the less people know. It doesn't sound skeevy or anything. Cooper looks out to the alley, then back at me. Look, there's a lot out there, and with your current mental state, I don't think it'd be a good idea to overwhelm you. Maybe, I don't know. I close my eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Being left in the dark ain't much better. You'll be fine. I'm sure you've been through worse. Wouldn't know. Cooper actually chuckles at that before returning his gaze to the alleyway opening. Gotta do this in a way that's not suspicious. I think I'll leave that to you. Didn't really offer. Fair enough. Oop. What we got going on? After about 5 minutes, he manages to remove most of the boxes fairly quietly. We're free to leave the alley. I'm both nervous and excited. You said we shouldn't talk, right? Nope. Only if absolutely necessary. Whisper if you need to. I'll probably hear it. Why? Nope. Can we write? Do you have an axiom? A what? I'll take that as a no. He points to his bracelet. I can communicate through this via text, but that's it. What about pen and paper? Cooper looks at me as if I said something truly bizarre. I don't know how to write like that. Wait, what? I didn't use them much outside of class. But I at least know how. Okay. You do? Weird. What the? Like, you're one to talk? I think to myself, grumbling. Oh, right. He looks over me again. I'm slowly getting used to that. What should I call you? Huh? Oh, I'm not sure. The thought hadn't crossed my mind. What do I call myself? Cooper pauses again, thinking. Well, until you come up with something, I'll just call you human. Okay. Before we officially venture out, we do a bit of cleaning in the alley. Cooper tells me we should try to avoid leaving anything behind, sans the jacket he tossed. And thankfully, there's not much, just the wrappings from our food and... Uh-oh. Oh. I forgot Cooper's other gun. It'd definitely lead to trouble if we left something like that lying around. As I'm about to try and pick it up, I think to myself, is it a good idea to touch something like this? Hey, Cooper, you left your gun over here. Is it okay for me to pick it up? Oh, good call. Yeah, the safety is on. Just try not to slide anything on it. Slide anything? On a gun? Okay, I know my motor skills are a bit rusty, but I should be able to pick up a gun without firing it, right? A gulp. I'm hovering my hand over it, inches away before a yellow arm invades my vision. Relax, you're not going to set it off. Wolf casually picks it up and even twirls it. See? If you say so. Here. Cooper then carefully takes my arm and plants the pistol into my hand. It's cool to the touch and smooth. It almost feels like a smartphone screen. My grip is firm on it and I don't want to drop it. Still, I do turn it around slowly, getting a decent look at it. It looks cool. It's not what I would normally picture a gun to look like, though. It's sleek and pretty light. However, it's still a gun, and I don't trust myself with it. It's, neat. Here, take it back. Cooper takes it and holsters it back at his hip. I guess giving you a self-defense weapon is out of the question. Would that be necessary? In your position, yes. Why does whoever they are want me so bad? Classified. Figures. You ready to head out? As ready as I'll ever be. He takes out his bracelet, or axiom, and starts to tap away at it. Now that I'm close, I can kind of make out what he's doing. The screen is pretty clear, even while being somewhat translucent. I can't make out a lot, though. It looks blurry, almost as if censored. You can read that? I can. You can. He swipes away at the screen. No offense, but I'm not going to register you in it. Okay. Whatever that means. We're going to head to a nearby plaza. It's late, but there should be a shop open. For what? I figured you could use a change of clothes. He grimaces. Glad I just got paid. You don't have to do anything, I'll manage. That's nice of you, human, but it's more out of necessity. Your current getup would be suspicious to just about anyone. I look down at what I'm wearing. He has a point, although I'm not sure what kind of a fashion they have here. If I could choose, probably something with sleeves. The scars along my arms and legs are kind of off-putting, especially to me. Do you have any suggestions? Yeah, I'm not the person to ask about clothes. We'll figure it out when we get there. Okay. We both look over the alley, making sure it's empty enough. Alright, let's start moving. Tug on my sleeve or something if you need anything, and remember, keep quiet. Okay. With that, we make our way out of the alley. Interesting. I'm really interested to find out why, he's being hunted. Sir? Oh. Stop knocking things over, you cats. Sir, you are being hunted. Ooh. Ooh, pretty scenes. City. Big city lights. It's hard to tell what time it is, but I guess it's after midnight. There's no one out on the streets besides a few cars. Some flying cars at that. Okay, yeah, maybe Cooper was onto something about the scary outside world. What's more is that they're fairly quiet, just a slight hum. We walk on a sidewalk. The material is somewhat warm against my bare feet. I can't tell what it's made out of. It feels weird. I really wish I had some shoes. Cooper walks along the street, keeping me somewhat close to the walls of the nearby buildings. The walls look sleek and unnaturally smooth. If I had to guess, they look like the same material as that gun Cooper has. The surfaces just look like big phone screens, highly reflective. I don't look long, though, not wanting to see my face. We make it a block or two before I tug at Cooper's sleeve. Cooper perks his ear in my direction. I whisper as quietly as I can. It's free real estate. Sorry, a break? Sure. I lean against the wall behind me, taking a few breaths. I was hoping I'd last longer. The fact that it's the middle of the night doesn't help. I'm feeling pretty sleepy. Here, this should help. Before I can ask, he takes out his axiom. I think he draws a circle on the screen. Ooh. As he does, the outline of a circle lights up on the ground. With another tap, Cooper slides the axiom off, and the cylinder rises from the ground, stopping it around my calf. Cooper must see my stunned expression. What's the matter, old man? Never been to this city before? At this point, I don't know if I'm more stunned at what he just did or what he just called me. Old man, I'm like 26! I spit out in a hiss. Never seen a human that young with hair that old. And keep it down, would you? He's lucky I'm mature, or else I'd call him out for provoking me like that. I stare at him, sticking my tongue out. I huff and sit down on my new seat. It's not very big, but it's enough for me to sit fully on it without sliding off. It's warm, almost like a heated seat. Curiously, I glide my hand along the side. It's almost soft in that warm, plasticky kind of way. Handy. Cooper rests against the building while I take my break. He's tapping away on his axiom again. I try to look at it some more. I can see some pictures, I think, but that's about it. Looking around, there's not much to talk about in terms of architecture. Most buildings look the same, but being eerily rectangular without much detail. The ones that don't look a bit older... The ones that don't look a bit older, but not in terms of architecture. I've never seen this style. They look more like worn out than the rest. Cooper keeps an ear out for a few cars that come our way, but he doesn't seem too worried. Not even for the ones a few stories above us. It's kind of scary seeing stuff like flying cars all of a sudden. I instantly think about a scenario where one malfunctions and just falls straight on me. Ever the pessimist. I shake my head and stand up. Turning to Cooper, I give him the thumbs up. He gives me a puzzled look before doing it back. Albeit a tad weird. Does he even know what that means? This no-talking thing isn't gonna work. I sigh before gesturing for him to lead the way. Thankfully, he understands that, and we're walking along again. Once again, I start to think to myself, I've come to accept that I'll be doing that a lot now. Seriously, this place is huge. It's a wonder how people don't get lost around here. There's signs here and there, but with all the buildings looking so similar, how do they make sense of it all? My thought gets interrupted as Cooper suddenly pulls me into a nearby alley. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Uh-oh. What? Shh! He covers my mouth abruptly and huddles me against the wall. I furrow my brows. Where did this come from? Oh, fuck, did he see one of those guards? I can't see anything out of the alley, but Cooper is resting on his side now, blocking me. He pulls me against his chest, my scrawny chest against his built one. This is the closest we've been. With his paw covering my mouth, I can only breathe through my nose. I never noticed it before, but this dog absolutely reeks. My eyes almost water. His musk is so overpowering. If the guards don't get me, the stench will. Actually, no. Guards, please come around the corner. Save me! They don't, as much as I sort of wanted them to. I don't see them, but I hear the clamping of boots behind Cooper. When they stop, my heart drops. Uh-oh. Ooh. Ooh. They pick up again after a few moments, their steps fading into the distance. When Cooper removes his paw from my mouth, I take in some fresh air as I move a few steps away from him. I glare at him and whisper in a hoarse voice, Rude! Sorry, they were getting close. They're not the only ones. I actually spit on the ground, getting as much of his musk out of my system as possible. You need a bath. What? Come on, let's go. You'd think with a nose that good he'd have noticed. I don't even give him time to process that as I pull him out of the alley. Ugh. My bravado ceases quickly, though, as I need him to actually lead me. We don't talk for the rest of the walk, and thankfully no other guards pop up. Ooh, what do we got? Musky. Is he a musky husky? No, he's not. Another few blocks, Cooper points to a building. It's one of the only ones with a lit sign. Looks like neon. That's our place. I huff. Thank God, my legs were starting to give out again. What is it? A clothing store, I think. You think? Well, I've never been. It was just recommended on the Axiom. By who? Let's go. Okay. We cross the street quickly. Well, as quickly as I can. Zoop! It isn't until we're up against the building that I finally realize what's been so off-putting about this city. There doesn't seem to be any doors on most, if any, of the surrounding buildings. This building has some see-through windows above, but here at the ground, nothing. Just looks like a big wall of plastic. How do we get in? Hang on. He pushes me out of the way before taking out the Axiom, this time drawing more of an archway on the screen. While he's doing so, an outline in the shape of what he's drawing appears on the wall in front of us. Huh. Once it connects, there's a brief flash of light before a new doorway has appeared. Wait here. I have to open one for you. I can't go through yours? No, don't worry. It'll just take a minute. Before I can protest, Cooper heads into the boutique, and the doorway shuts behind him almost instantly. That's interesting. Personalized entrances. It hasn't even been a minute, but the fact that I'm alone out in this strange world is giving me goosebumps. I rub my arms a bit, really feeling the lack of sleeves. Wonder why I can't feel pain, but I can feel all this? At least my feet are warm. These heated walkways are nice. I look around some, and I think I see a clock in the distance. 2:46 a.m. No wonder I'm so tired. I yawn and rest against the wall. It's cool compared to the floor, which is weird to say the least. Oh, he's gonna fall asleep, isn't he? Man, Cooper's taking a long time in there. I start to get worried. Looking to the clock, it's been several minutes. It's a door. I mean, it's a super futuristic kind of door, but it shouldn't take this long to open a door, should it? Starting to get antsy out here. I'm a sitting duck. I turn to face the wall and start to feel around before pushing. Surely there has to be other ways to open a door around here, right? What if you don't have an Axiom? This all seems ludicrous to me. As I'm feeling around, the outline of an archway lights up. Zip! Yep. Oh god, that's blinding. It's like a damn flashbang going off. Before I know it, I'm falling face first into the boutique. I yelp and close my eyes, bracing myself for a plethora of broken bones. Instead, I fall on something sturdy and supportive. And smelly. I look up and I'm met with Cooper's concerned expression. I've fallen onto his chest. Cooper's gaze shifts quickly, though, back to one of annoyance. What are you doing? I was trying to find a way in. You were taking too long. You want to get off? And more than you know. I heave as I basically try to do a push-up to get off of him, but my piddly arms make it difficult. Cooper instead just slowly lifts me up by the collar, like a kitten held by their mother, and gets me off. I can't believe you survived this long. I don't have a retort. It is admittedly a bit embarrassing to fall face first into your escort like that. I just grumble to myself and work on standing up. Oh my heavens, are you alright? I whip my head around toward the unfamiliar voice. As my head starts to race, Cooper places a hand on my shoulder. Calm down, she's the one running the place. He says with some exhaustion as he hoists me up to stand up properly. That's right. Just let me know if you need anything and I'll be there to assist you. She jumps. Oh my gosh, your head, are you okay? Do you need a doctor? Oh. Right, I'm bandaged up. Before I can respond, Cooper speaks up. 1 second, guys. There we go. He's fine. He's just had too much to drink. He then pulls on my cheek a bit, as if scolding me. He needs a fresh set of clothes. Oh, I see. Well, of course. Just let me know if you need anything, and I'll be there lickety-split. Thanks. Her energy is a bit overwhelming, but I nod respectfully toward her out of habit. She looks like a small sheep, maybe no more than 4 feet tall. Her outfit looks like a green bellhop's uniform, complete with a cute and small hat. Before she walks back to her desk, I catch her name tag. It looks expensive, but with the name Marantha written in gold lettering. Fancy to say the least. Never heard of a name like that, though. Wonder if that's a local thing. Okay, enough gawking. My inner monologue is once again interrupted by my escort, who lightly slaps my back. Hey, what was that for? You're taking up time again. Go find something to wear, something cheap. Rub my back, and for a moment I think I feel something. Ugh, I'm just tired. I'm aware. Now hurry up. And then scoots me off further into the store, while he rests against the wall, fiddling with his axiom. Wow, thanks for the help. I want to go to sleep, in a real bed. In any case, I start to wander around the store. Everything looks pretty tacky, to say the least. Lots of weird designs, and most don't look very practical. I shiver. These floors aren't heated. Looking around, I don't see any shoes. If I remember correctly, which is already a stretch, most clothing stores don't hold shoes due to beastmen needing specific shapes and sizes. I guess it's not unreasonable for them not to have any. Regardless, I walk up to Marantha's desk. This might be easier than wandering alone. And plus, Cooper'd get mad at me if I dawdled. As I walk up to her desk, I realize something. I think she's asleep? Excuse me, Miss Marantha? 1 second, guys, I'm adjusting my foot a little thing. Oh, never mind. Okay, I guess that worked out perfectly. Okay. Alright, guys. That's been a new episode of Remember the Flowers. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a super thanks or a tip if you can. It always helps. And until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!